In conspiracy, truther, and UFO circles, it's a pretty widely circulated belief that the TR-3B, which I will call TREB from now on, i.e. these triangle-shaped UFOs, about which I have previously made a video, are hyper-modern super-secret spy planes of the US military. In my opinion, this is blatantly untrue, and in this video, I will explain why I think this. The claim that the TREBs are a U.S. secret aircraft can be traced back to a man called Edgar Rothschild Fouché, who claimed that he worked for 20 years on various secret military aircraft development programs as a contractor, and according to him, the U.S. developed these aircrafts and have been using them ever since the 1980s. The problem with this is that various UFO researchers collected sightings of these triangles dating back to the 50s, 60s, and 70s. If you want a specific example, here is one dating back to the 19th century. The 1882 September issue of the Scientific American newspaper reports that several residents of the town Lebanon, Connecticut, saw two black flying triangles in front of the moon on July 8th. I also discussed this sighting in more detail in my previous video. Eyewitnesses across the world reported that these vehicles can hover in one place and go from 0 to 100 without any visible acceleration. Just like a ship from Star Wars entering hyperspace, they can go so fast that the vehicle is practically untraceable with the naked eye, and they can take very sharp 90-degree turns at incredible speed without any drifting or slowing down. Fouché claims that these planes have been available to the American government since the 1980s, so almost half a century at this point, yet we have never seen them deployed in any of the various wars fought by the United States. Even though, based on eyewitness accounts, this technology far surpasses anything we see nowadays, even more than 40 years later, both in civilian life or in warfare. I assume that those who believe in the TREB would respond to this by saying that the TREB is a very expensive state-of-art technology, despite existing for 40 years and it being available in limited numbers. Therefore, it is not possible for the US Air Force to replace its fighter jet fleet with them, and they wouldn't dare to risk to lose one and let a hostile state get its hand on the wreckage. The quote-unquote fact that TREBs are available to the US in small numbers is contradicted by the large number of TREB sightings. For example, the Wartime Stories YouTube channel recently uploaded a video about various triangle-shaped UFO sightings he has received. In the comment section of the video, I saw at least 50 users who wrote that they have witnessed this triangular machine. One commenter saw one in 1969, long before these planes were developed by the US government, according to Fouché anyway. How many such machines need to exist in order to have so many eyewitness accounts in the comment section of just one video? The United States currently has about 900-1 F-35s, one of the most advanced fighter jets. I am curious as to which flying object was seen more often in the sky by civilians, the TREB or the F-35. Let's not even talk about the fact that during the Belgian UFO wave in 1989 and 1990, thousands of people reported that they have seen flying triangles. Why would the US decide to deploy its TREB fleet over Belgium in 1990? And how many of these quote-unquote planes should have been deployed for such a result? I personally know at least 4 people who have seen these machines in Hungary, and these are on top of the ones which were sent in by the viewers. One of the witnesses, a middle-aged man, reported that a couple years ago, late at night, he went out to smoke in the yard of his house in the Budapest agglomeration. When he looked up to the sky, he noticed that about 20 meters high, a huge dark triangular shape was blocking out the stars above his head. The object moved slowly from right to left. Then as soon as it crossed a line, the part of the vehicle beyond the line simply disappeared, as if it had passed through a portal or activated some sort of highly advanced optical cloaking. Whatever the explanation, I seriously doubt that the United States has the technology to make this possible. Despite everything I mentioned, and didn't mention, the internet is full of people who confidently state that these vehicles are secret American planes called TR-3B. Some of them seem to even be aware of how these machines work and its physical parameters, as if they drove the thing on a day-to-day basis. To me, it's obvious that this is not an airplane developed by the US during the Cold War. I believe that several countries have in their possession crashed alien craft, but I seriously doubt that our engineers and scientists would have been able to learn anything useful from them despite their efforts. The claim that the TR-3B is a secret American plane is nothing more, in my opinion, than disinformation by the US government in order to deceive its rivals, but mainly us, the people who want to know the truth. And this disinformation is easy to accept for those who have seen UFOs, but do not like the idea of aliens visiting our Earth and abducting us for who knows what end, or for those who want to believe in the lie that the American empire is alive and well, despite its serious internal problems, despite the fact that they recently lost a war against Afghan militias, despite the fact that their leader has stage 4 dementia. I believe that we should be careful with any information that comes from alleged former government employees, insiders, and whistleblowers such as Edgar Fouché or Bob Lazar. I think that these people were sent by different alphabet soup agencies, and their only real job is to spread misinformation among the people who are interested in the subject.